Hello and welcome back to another Router Gods video. My name's Humphrey Chung and we're here with a resume that has been given to us from one of our members in our River chat room. So what we do in our River chat room is people can submit their resumes for review, critique, etc. Taking a look at this, of course I have everything blacked out that could trace it back to the particular person, privatize certain things. So taking a look at the overall structure, not too bad. I kind of like it. It looks pretty clean, kind of a newer style where you have the two columns. You got the left side and you got the right side, or the middle right here. Core skill certification. So that's the structure is not too bad. First off, we have some languages: English, professional working, Portuguese native. Okay, that's not too bad. If this person, you could probably already tell what country this person is from, probably somewhere in South America. What I would suggest is I always suggest having multiple resumes. You don't just have one resume, you have multiple ones depending on what job you're applying for. So if this was for a job for an American company, yeah, you might want to put the English professional working up top with the Portuguese. If this was working for a company in Brazil, you might want to put the languages later on, maybe even at the bottom of the resume, because if you're in Brazil, they're pretty much going to expect you to speak Portuguese. Now, if it's something like a call center environment where you will be potentially handling calls from the US, then of course, you're going to put this language skills up at top. So this depends on what type of job you're going for, what type of company you're going for. Okay, continuing on, we're keeping on the left-hand side. We're taking a look at the contact information here. Yes, pretty typical. You have the phone number, you have a LinkedIn, and you have an email address. I probably wouldn't do the icons like that because you're just wasting a lot of space. Also, you don't necessarily need to put contact. As soon as someone sees the phone number and the email address and the LinkedIn, then that's fine, right? You don't need to have icons there. You don't need to have contact there. So you can shorten that up. Also, what I would suggest is have the phone number, email address, and LinkedIn last. You don't need to sandwich the LinkedIn in between. So this is the section where a lot of people mess up. The professional summary, sometimes people will have the objective. The most common problem we see is this is a lot of wasted space, and a lot of people are very fluffy and they're not very specific about what they want. So let's take a look here. An experienced network engineer, okay, with more than 10 years in network and telecommunication. An experienced network engineer with more than 10 years in network and telecommunication. A little redundant. We'll go back on how to talk about how to solve that. That is able to solve complex network issues with enthusiasm and professionalism. Don't need that. No one cares. I mean, we hope that you're solving things with profession. That should be a given. You don't need to call that out. Possessing effective organizational skills, excellent working knowledge, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's a lot of wasted space. Okay, so we have a couple redundant things. An experienced network engineer with more than 10 years of experience, or 10 years in network and telecommunication. So here's where we can start being specific. Better would be an experienced network engineer with more than 10 years in the following industries: in aerospace, in retail, et cetera, et cetera. And also specifying the sizes and the types of companies that you've dealt with. Companies with more than 2,000 employees, Fortune 100. So be very specific. The other stuff, possessing effective organizational skills, things where you say, I'm enthusiastic, I learn quick, you don't put that down. That is way too general. You're wasting space there. Be specific. So possessing effective organizational skills. Well, how? What project did you demonstrate that skill in? So a much better way of doing that is having a sentence where, let's see, led a project consisting of, led a project 5 people over 2 years, replacing core infrastructure with this number of routers or something, right? You got to be very specific. You just can't say possessing effective organizational skills. Also, be careful in your professional summary and the objective. A lot of people go very long, and that is more suited to be in the cover letter. So a cover letter is an email that you write. You say, I'm interested in this job. I think I'd be great because of X, Y, and Z. You're asking for A, B, and C. I match that. And then you attach your resume. A lot of people are trying to chuck that into the professional summary and the objective, and that is not the right place to put it. All right, so tighten that up, be specific, 1 or 2 sentences at most. Project highlight. So this part's good. I've blocked out the particulars so you can't tell who it is, but they've listed the company, they've listed the projects. Good job, nicely done. Keep that in there. We got some certifications, that's good. Okay, core skills here. It's good in the sense that it's not too much of a word salad. So I've seen people where they put the skills section as just it's half a page. They list everything from TCP, Notepad. Yes, I have seen Notepad in the core skills. Don't put Notepad. That's bad. So we got the core skills here. One thing to notice is they go into the last section. You have core skills, and then you say familiar with skills. What I would probably do is not put this last section there. I would shorten that down to maybe a virtualization section, KVM, ESX, add a packet tracer section, something like that, because it is a little redundant to have core skills and then familiar with skills. So either completely knock that paragraph off or just have a hypervisor or virtualization section. Troubleshooting is also good to talk about, but don't just put troubleshooting. This person has put network packet analysis with Wireshark. They could have just put Wireshark, but that's fine. How do you troubleshoot, right? Don't just put troubleshooting. Troubleshooting with Ekahau, troubleshooting with site survey tools such as X, Y, and Z, SolarWinds, all that stuff. Certification sections, that's good. Tailor this to the particular customer. Tailor this to the particular employer that you are applying with. Obviously, if they do a lot of Juniper, you put your Juniper cert up top. If they do a lot of load balancing, you put your A10 stuff up top. Also, you might want to consider condensing certifications from the same vendor. So we have 3 lines here used for A10. You could do the A10 all in one line. So A10-ADC, CGN, sysadmin, right? We have 2 lines for Extreme. Actually, it's 3 lines, but you could do Extreme Certified Specialist in Extreme Control, Campus EOX, switching, and routing, right? So you can condense this. And finally, on the professional experience, good format. You have the date, the company, which is red, privacy out, blocked out, the title, and the date. So that's good. Location is also good as well. So nice, short and sweet. Writing project documentation. There were specifics, studying, planning, network documentation, customer needs. So what type of customer? What type of needs? What size of network? Be specific. Responsible analysis for RFPs. Well, how many? How many RFPs? How many RFIs? How big were they? Were they 20 pages? Were they 10 pages? Did you have to do them in less than a day? Were you handed an RFP and it was due tomorrow? Right? So be specific. Just don't say RFP and RFI. Responsible for development of proof of concept. Well, what proof of concept? What kind was it? How big was it? How long did it take you? You just can't say responsible for proof of concept. That's very, very vague. So another common thing we see is just people being too vague in their professional experience section. All right, so this has been a resume overview. This is one of the coolest things that we do at Router Gods. It's not just me doing it, but a lot of other people that have experience in interviewing candidates and running, looking at thousands and thousands of resumes. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you on the next video.